Hey students, in our last lecture of business research methods, we have discussed about test of significance. In this lecture, we will elaborate the topic further. So, test of significance is a significance level, is critical probability associated with statistical hypothesis. We had taken one example that our null hypothesis is that the average height of buildings in an area is equal to 3, and alternate hypothesis that the average height is not equal to 3. So we had discussed that we can use this formula to find out that within which range, if the value comes out, then it could be considered as not significantly different from 3, and it could be accepted that it is equal to 3. And out of that range, if the value of the sample mean is calculated, then we can conclude that it is significantly different from 3 and the null hypothesis can be rejected. I have discussed that we take 3 as mean value of all the buildings in an area, but when we take a small sample and calculate the mean of height of those buildings, then it is never possible that it also comes out to be exactly 3. It would be somewhat different from 3. It would be either lower than 3 or higher than 3 or more than 3. So what should be the value, lower or upper, that we should take so that we can conclude that it is not significantly from 3, and we can conclude that 3 is the value that can be accepted, and what should be the value beyond which, if the results sample mean comes out, and we can conclude that it is significantly different from 3, and we cannot conclude that the mean of all the buildings height is 3. So this is one formula through which we can calculate those upper and lower values. So I have also discussed that we need to be confident that whatever range we are saying, how much confident we are that the value would fall between that range, and if the value falls between that range, it should be considered at significantly not different, significantly maybe equal. So just take one example, a real life example. If I say that how much marks would you get in your next exams? Out of 100, how much marks would you get? So you say that I think that I will get marks between 80 to 90%. So I would say, how much confident you are that you would get marks between 80 to 90%. You say, I am 90% confident that I'll get marks between 80 to 90%. I would say that I want you to be 95% confident. Whatever marks you are saying, you should be 95% confident that you would get marks between that range. So you would say, okay, if I increase the range, I would say 75% to 93%. If I get I am 95% confident that I'll get marks 75% to 93%. What you have done, you have actually increased the range of your results. Now you are more confident that whatever marks you are saying, you would get marks between this range. But if further I say that I want you to be 99% sure that whatever values, whatever marks you say, whatever range you say, you would get marks only between that, not out of that, then what would you do? You would again increase the range. You may say that I am 99% confident that I'll get marks between 70% to 98%. So what's happening? As soon as you are trying to increase the confidence level, you are trying to being more confident, you are actually increasing the range. Similarly, in this case, in research as well, as we have seen, if we are trying to be 95% confident, the values are 2.804 to 3.196. So any values between the range of 2.804 to 3.196, if we get these values, we can say that these are not significantly different from 3, and we can conclude that population mean means the mean of all the buildings height is equal to 3. But if we say that whatever values we are getting, we want to be even more confident, 99% confident, then using the same formula, instead of 1.96, which is the value for 95%, we are using the value 2.58, which is the value for 1.99%. So rather than 1.96, we are using the value 2.58. Remaining the values are the same. This 2.58 is the value for 99%. So now we can see our lower value and upper value have increased. So lower value is even lower and upper value is even higher. So our range is increased. So if we want to be 99% confident that the values, that the result or the calculated value that would be there, we want to be 99% confident that it would be not significantly different from 3, then we have increased the range. We can understand this with the help of this curve or this graph. So the lighter portion of this curve is acceptance range and the darker portion is rejection range. So we can see in the center there is 3, the hypothesized value. So if we want to be 95% confident, then the values that are calculated are 2.804 in left and 3.196 at the right. So if we are 95% confident, the acceptance range is less. But when we increase this confidence level from 95 to 99%, the acceptance range is increasing. So if we want to be 95% confident that whatever value we are getting, it would be not significantly different from 3, then we must consider the values between 2.804 to 3.196. But if we want to be 99% confident, we would consider the values between 2.742 to 3.258. So as we increase the confidence level, the acceptance range is increasing. So this shows that if the value calculated will be 3.1 and we want to be 95% confident, it would be in acceptance range. And if it would be 3.2 for 95% confidence, it would be rejected, and for 99% it would be accepted. So actually what is happening, when we are increasing our confidence level, we want to be more confident that this different value will be not significantly different from 3. Different value is not significantly different from 3. If we want to be more confident, we actually increase the range, and this actually gives rise to error. We'll discuss these errors in our next lecture. Thank you.